seekers. Welcome. I hope you're having a super fun Sunday. Just lighting the hookah. Okay. Burn, baby, burn. Oh, hello. We hope to some joiners. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here. You're gorgeous. I always think about how, like, for a good few hours, sometimes almost 24 hours after the live airs. So it takes time for YouTube to process the chat. So for people who come and watch this after the live, but before it's all processed, they don't know what I'm referring to when I'm speaking to you guys. Like in the chat, they can't see the chat for like a day or a good few hours. So always feels funny. First time live? Cool. Louisiana. Hello, Louisiana. Welcome. My hair looked okay before I pressed play. It's always like my hair looks okay and then I press play and then it doesn't. It's a science by now. It's an empiric science by now. It's studied. It's quantity. Yeah, proven by quantity every single time. It looks fine, then I press play and then it doesn't. Yep, okay. Thank you, Louis. Okay, we're just gonna chill for a few beats, give, an opportunity for more people to join. Thank you, guys. Do you feel things energetically are kind of strange right now? They're intense. Energies are very, very, very intense. Uranus and Pluto are Saturn always, but specifically now Uranus and Pluto, I feel them really, really strongly. Scorpionic and Aquarian energy, not as people, but as energy, which is transformative and kind of breaks down structure in the most shocking, surprising ways. I think it's a very intense combination that brings a lot of surprises and a lot of twists and turns, and things change on a dime. And a lot of us who, presume to be seers, I saw it coming. We don't see it coming. I mean, we do in a way, but we don't, kind of thing. That's the level of shock the energies are bringing with them right now. I'm already feeling it in my private life. I've had several major surprises of shock, of like, seeing super uncomfortable truths. I think that's what this energy is like. If you want to sum it up, it forces you to see really uncomfortable truths about situations in your life, relationships, people, etc. And it does so quite dramatically. It's not being subtle. It's not being subtle. It's not being insinuative. It doesn't whisper it to you in a dream. No, the bricks fall on your head, kind of thing. And the most complicated aspect of it is that everyone thinks they're right. So people tend to currently have like a perspective of, I know I'm right? I know the truth. And whatever it is they're facing also has the same attitude. So it also makes it very challenging to reach any sort of compromise or agreement. You know, it's so yeah, basically. I really appreciate how you guys are joining me last minute. This is very nice of you. I hope you're having a fun Sunday. We're gonna do an all signs reading today. We're gonna chill and I'm just gonna go over all the signs and see what's up with you guys at this moment. So whenever you're tuning into this, you know how energy works. So watch your different placements. No, I don't always mention it in my general readings because it's exhausting and like you guys already know this. But yeah, watch your different placements. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, and connect it to specifically the theme that it has in your chart, right? The house that whatever the said planet in said sign is, so how it's specifically affecting you, right? Like the area of your life. It's also energy of obsession or healing. So people who are not in the healing route, that get easily drowned by their mind, can easily it would be very easy for them to go into mental loops and obsess over things that can lead to gossip, to slander, to manipulation. Pluto can be very manipulative energy, right? But Uranus is going to really shock aspects like that. Like it will start as gossip or something like that, and then Uranus is going to come and give a smack to anyone who does that, like a wake-up call. Like it's going to bring like very sharp, clear truth into their face or into the face of who's ever listening to said bullshit, to make it super clear that it's bullshit. And so basically expect anything. Like people you thought that would never apologize in a million years suddenly will apologize. People who you trusted to be mature and steady in your life will like turn out as the biggest douches. It's like people are gonna like flip their skin. All right. Needed that. It's without nicotine. Oh, there's no nicotine in this. There's no drugs in it. If anybody doesn't understand, it's like, it's clean. It's just fun, calming, cultural thing. All right, are you guys ready to do this? Which signs do I have in the house? Let me see some more enthusiasm, please. I want to. Yeah, cheerleader is not my thing, but you know, I'm in the mood. So, who do I have here? Who are you? Who are you? What's your sign? Head in the clouds, joining in with some tea. Boom. I should have made tea. I have water here, but if I was more prepared, I would have made tea. We have a Virgo here, a Cancer, Leo cusp, Pisces, a Scorpio, a Gemini, Also, make sure that if you're in here, press the like button. If you have Taurus, woo! Happy birthday! You're gonna. It's your birthday season, Kat. Happy birthday to all the Taurus out there. Guys, so if I don't know if I have a moderator here, but whether you're a mod or not, encourage people to do the thing and so on. Okay, so we're going to start with, I'm reading your comments, by the way, when you're telling me which sign you are, I'm reading it and I'm taking it in. All right. Let's start with birthday people. Taurus. So happy birthday to all my Taurian seekers. I'm going to search for this moment in time. What do Taurus need to know? By the way, before we go into this, 1313. This is literally the best time. Yes, Kat, that's true. This is literally the best time to rewatch your general readings for the month, for this current month. Okay? Or also watch other placements that you didn't get to watch so far. Especially videos that triggered or you resonated. Now in retrospect, or especially in the midst of the energies, like mid-month, super potent, like really the time to watch them. So I recommend to do that if you have time after this live. Also, to specifically my patrons, I just posted the daily rune messages for this coming week. It's a little bit gnarly. Gnarly week. RB, am I vegan? I'm vegan in philosophy, but in reality, I'm vegetarian till almost vegan. I'm not completely, because I still eat eggs currently, and occasionally dairy. Right now, I'm eating ogalach, but those are vegan ogalach, so it's completely vegan. Most of what I eat is vegan, but because I still eat some products that have eggs and dairy sometimes, then I can't relate to myself as completely vegan. Speaking of Taurus, that's such a Taurian thing of me to do. Yeah, my skin does look healthy. It's clean. I don't put foundation on it ever. Just a little bit concealer, but not makeup foundation. And when I work on productions, most makeup artists don't put foundations on me because it's why? Stop. But some of them do, and it's so fucking annoying because they put foundation and it either looks the same or worse. RB, don't be annoying. It's none of your fucking business if I have a boyfriend. Abstract, what's in the basket? That's not a basket, although I understand why you get confused. It's a box, a chest. It has all my secret witchery stuff. Not really, but I'm not gonna tell. Sorry. All right. Taurus. Taurus. Do I have a moderator here? Okay. Messages for Taurus. 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 Taurus, I'm getting the phrase, like, the path is long. So you should know that whatever it is you're about to embark on, it's a long game. lot of Taurus of you that are watching here or later, whenever you're tuning in, are actually about to really start their life, which is sound crazy. Like, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me if you're 20 or 50 or what you do in your life or how much you've gone through. Maybe you've gone through like several lifetimes within a lifetime, but I'm getting now, this is the start. This is the actual start of your path, the path that you came here to walk, that you're destined to fulfill. Everything until now obviously was a part of your life, obviously, but it's been all to, wow, this is big. It's all been just to get you to this starting point of the things you're about to do in your life, which are it's just, it was all just to teach you what you needed to know in order to do these, in order to embark on this path. It was just prep until now. All of this was prep. And a lot of you are going to literally go through. So we just had the new moon in Aries. End of the month, we're going to have the full moon in Scorpio. That will be very meaningful for you, Taurus. And then you're going to have the new moon in Taurus. In May, right? Around May 10th-ish or so. So right now you're feeling like a pressure cooker. There's something super, it's like you're literally going through a birth canal. This is big. Taurus, some of you are going to really possibly do great things. So I don't know what it is you guys do, what your profession is, what your set of beliefs are, but so far it's been prep. I was going to use the cards. Now I'm not so sure because I feel like this might be a channeling session. Let's see what happens, okay? Anything else for Taurus? I love you too, Angie. Thank you. Saji. The reason you've been alone for a very long time is because you needed to prepare, and you could have only done that by yourself. And the people that walked with you, whether for long haul or short period of times, they gave you what you needed for this journey. But from here on, you won't be able to do things alone. You're going into a cycle of more cooperations, more connections. Some of you know how to work together, some of you not so much. It really depends. But you should know that if you are used to a solitary path, you're not going to be solitary from here on. You're going to have, I see you going into a time frame now that you're going to build your tribe, be it a relationship, friendship, whatever. You're going to just build them one by one and just form like a group of people that is your either new group of friends or an added people to your group, but it's more communal. oriented, it's not something that you're used to. Because certain things you just can't do alone. You're going to do things that are bigger than you've done so far. Okay? Um, all right. So, okay, Taurus, happy birthday. I hope this message was good for you. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Four of Wands, Four of Swords, Death, and Ace of Swords. I'm just going to briefly say what comes up. A lot of this might involve pain and separation and endings, but it's all very, very written. You wrote all this. You wrote all this before you came here. You're going into a time in your life that is literally written, like you're just stepping into it right now. And so when the going gets tough, keep that in mind that you chose this and it's leading to something very good. You're becoming yourself. You're becoming who you are. And now you're just starting to walk your actual path. Okay. All right. Thank you, Taurus. Gemini. I'm picking up something with the word dignity. I'm seeing you super cold and sharp. Not cold like mean or negative. Cold like very, very focused. Gemini, you're very, very focused. You are not overwhelmed by possibly overwhelming things, like maybe something your past self would get all flustered over, or other people will get all confused, but you seem to be seeing things super clearly. You know what to do, or you will know what to do. Okay. So if right now you're not sure what to do, you will suddenly have this moment of clarity. I'm seeing Geminis, you guys really go into this okay, I'm going to tell you what this reminded me of. I've been watching Westworld recently, the show Westworld. There's a character there that is artificial intelligence. Her name is Dolores, but then she turns into a different character. I don't want to ruin it for others that haven't seen it yet, but she starts very naive, very sweet, very the girl next door, innocent, controlled, and the environment around her loves her controlled and sweet. And then comes a point where she realizes that her entire life she's been under control, or that she's been manipulated. And the character arc there, I think, is amazing. Because her process is beautiful and terrifying and super relatable. Like, I think any woman that would watch this will understand her process. But she turns cold eventually. She turns into something vicious almost. Now, she's not vicious. To those that she puts in their place, she feels vicious. Well, what happened? You were so sweet and you just allowed me to play you and manipulate you and control you. What's your problem? Why are you not as sweet as you were? Why are you not flexible? Why are you not? What is all this power suddenly? And she's like, that's how I see you. You're gonna turn into that really soon if you haven't already. Yeah, it's on HBO, and that's how I see you. I'm seeing you getting, taking on that role of like a medieval king who beheads people like without blinking. Very cool, somewhat scary, but still cool, and for rightly so, like for a good reason. Gemini. So don't mess with a Gemini at this time. Don't try to manipulate Gemini. Don't try to. You're not gonna let it. Something's gonna make you flip. Something is gonna make you realize a truth of some sort that you're like, and then you're gonna flip. I see Gemini's going cold ape on something or someone or someone's. It's like on one hand I want to be there just to watch. On the other hand, I don't. Okay, let's keep going. Cancer. Cancer energy, please. Cancer, I know that Mars is about to enter into your sign. I think it's gonna, a lot of you that are watching me, I think it's actually gonna do you good. I don't think it's going to make you savage. Cancers can be savage. You don't see it until they fall. But Brescia, yeah, someone like around you that is a Gemini has been acting like that. That's cool. What was I saying? Cancer. You're not gonna go savage like you can go sometimes. You're gonna go all in with how sweet you are. Cancerian people are the sweetest thing. You guys are so generous, so kind, so and a lot of you have grown super closed and protected, and with your Cancer shell, because being so sensitive and so loving has got you into a lot of pain, right? But it's almost like you're deciding to just fuck it and go all in with your devotion and your love and your um, Cancerian like sweetness, and you're just, and because you when you were like this, you were also in the past. You were somewhat apologetic for it and feeling bad for it and feeling like maybe it means that you're weak or whatever. Like it was always like a seesaw energy. You are, but you don't want to be like that. You're proud that you're like that, but you're also like, you think like maybe you're a sucker for being like that. And then I'm seeing you right now just really owning it, just being like, shit, this is who I am. This is amazing. This is my strength, not my weakness. And as you own it, it actually becomes your strength. And then people, when you see it as your strength, when you start seeing it as your strength, other people start also seeing it as your strength, and they are like amazed by it. And suddenly, like, your generosity and your kindness isn't taken for granted. You're experiencing gratitude. Okay, so I see you just going fully with who you are and like the positive aspects of the very giving, present, loving, Cancer vibe, and honoring that aspect of you and honoring that within yourself and not holding back. I'm not talking about like cray Cancers that are super possessive and like feels like they suck the life force out of you. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like the relatively balanced. No one is fully balanced, but normal people. That's amazing. That's very healing and very powerful. Good for you, Cancer. Go for it. Anything else for Cancer? Tell them. Okay. Someone, if you have something to tell someone, tell them. Leo. I'm being brought back to Cancer. So something else needs to come through. So sorry, Leo. Let's continue with Cancer for 1 second. What else for Cancer? My Cancerian seekers, please. I'm seeing someone. I don't know if it's something that is happening or something that they're remembering that happened. That they've expressed their heart, or they've said something, or they just expressed how they feel, right? And it got mocked. The person, whoever mocked it or is mocking it, if you're telling someone how you feel, Cancer, and they're mocking you, they're not a good person. They're not a good person. So regardless of whether they'll wake up and love you back or not love you back, if they laugh at you for expressing your heart, they're not a good person. There, of course, there's different circumstances, but if that happens to you, or if that happened to you, you're not the problem. And this might be your Pluto-Uranus event. You being absolutely certain that what you feel is mutual, and then your person just laughs at you. So that might be like a wake-up call. Now, this is for partnered Cancerians or people who are involved with someone. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's for those cases. So it's probably just for a few of you need to hear this. Now, this happened in the past, and you're still carrying it, and it's now preventing you from saying how you feel to someone that you actually should tell them how you feel, right? So you got to know your narrative. Okay, rewind later to make sure that you understand the difference. Guys, I have plus 40 people in the house and plus 20 likes, 20 plus likes. So ramp it up. You putting in action within this video, it's not just something that we say, it actually connects you to my energy and connects my energy to you. Like, other than the fact that it's, gracious to grace your host with, it creates an actual tangible connection. So your comments, your likes, your shares, that connects your energy to the energy of whoever you're watching. So it could literally practically help you with getting relevant messages. You don't have to do whatever you don't want to do, but it's kind and it's good for you. So why not, right? It only makes sense. It's free. Yeah, it's free. Okay, Cancer, I hope that helped. Leo. Guys, remind me at the end to do Aries, because I'm used to starting with Aries, but we started at Taurus. So if I get all the way to Pisces and then do a Fucus instead of doing Aries, tell me. I'm not gonna forget, but in case I forget. Leo. What does Leo seekers need to know? Okay, this the fact that I'm doing this is meaningful. Prayer. Someone is praying. Someone is praying for a miracle. And if that miracle isn't granted, I see them losing all faith in whatever God they believe in or life. So this message is meant to say that if that were to happen, what you pray for, it's understood why you're doing so. You're doing so out of love. It comes from a very good place, but it's not meant to happen. And this is something big and that is very painful on someone. So I'm sorry, it's not a message that is easy to say. So it doesn't apply to everyone, obviously. So this is meant to grab someone right before they possibly aren't granted a prayer for a miracle of some sort to happen, and then something, it doesn't, and then whatever follows makes them really lose faith. So hold on to, you don't have to believe in spirit, you don't have to believe in God, but you need to continue believing in yourself and in your life. And you can hate spirit as much as you want. It's okay. It will not be held against you. You can curse at God, or at the universe, or anything. It will not be held against you. You're not a bad person. You have the right to do that. But what's important is that you don't lose faith in yourself and in life, and you hold on. Another aspect to this, I'm seeing another Leo asking for something, also a type of a prayer. It's not that big like the first message. It came through. It's not like it doesn't require a miracle per se, right? It's something that can happen in reality. It will happen, just not now. So the message is that it can happen, just not now, and don't take it personally. The person is not ready. The person is not ready. The person can't, and it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you, Leo. Hi, Jenny. Thank you for joining. All right. Wow. Any Leos here? You can tell me if they relate to this in any way, shape, or form. That was a little bit. Do I have any Leos here? Let's move to Virgo. Okay. Virgo. Something similar with the message for Taurus, so watch Taurus. Okay. Good morning. Hold up. Virgo. What do Virgos need to know? They don't understand, they can't understand. Virgo, don't try to explain it. The thought mechanism, it's not the same. You can't convince them. There's no explaining. It's futile. It's just going to be a waste of your energy. It's going to cause more harm. Let it go for now. Don't try to explain things, fix things. I know you wanna, Virgo. I know you want to fix things. You're a fixer. It's not going to do good now if you whatever you try to fix, force fixing, will just you're in the wrong crowd. You're in the wrong crowd. This is not your tribe. This is not your battle. This is not your world. You might be right, they might be wrong, but you're not going to change them. You're just going to hurt yourself. And you know what I'm saying? You understand what I mean? But you have this itch to do that anyway. It's your sense of justice. So, yeah, you might be right, but you're being unwise. Understand the tides, understand the ocean, understand nature, understand that there's certain storms that even if they're unjust, you can't win, and you're just gonna hurt yourself by stepping into that. Think about what's best for you. Stay focused. Take it from Gemini. Watch Gemini message also. And try to take on that energy, not from a place of like cutting people's heads off, but just like being cold and calculated and just being like, okay, not my battle, not my tribe, not my thing, not mine to fix, no point, right? There's someone in your family that really, really loves you, although you think they don't. Okay, interesting. Some of you Virgos out there think that you have a family member that is out to get you or that isn't being good to you or honest with you, but they actually really, really care about you. So whatever is happening, try not to make assumptions and communicate. And if there's any sort of misunderstanding, just ask. Virgos, let me know you're in the house. Guys, even if you're watching this after the live, you can comment below. Let it go, Virgo. It's time to leave something. It's time to leave something. It's time to leave something. I just repeated that 3 times, so that means it's time to leave something. Am I going to eat all these olgarach by the time we end? Virgo. A picture of a family member that is closed somewhere. Maybe it's in a drawer. It's not in plain sight. They want to be out. They want you to show them. They want to be not closed. The picture wants to be presented somehow honorably. Those of you that it's for, you'll know. You'll immediately have the person in your head and you'll know exactly what picture I'm referring to. So don't go messing your brain and being like, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you'll find out. Either you'll find out or it's not for you. Yes, it's someone that probably passed away. No, I don't hear voices. I'm claircognizant, which basically means that I know things. It's hard to explain. People who don't understand it will think, oh, it's just your imagination. Well, first of all of our imagination is how Spirit speaks to us, or God, or the divine, or your ancestors. Plenty. Our imagination and our brain are not just inside of us. They are. Our system is wired inside of us, but also outside of us. Okay, the neurotransmitters are not just inside our brain. There's energetic neurotransmitters that transmit information to our brain, and then the brain transmits information between the brain cells. So, and different brains operate differently. I just know things. Example. Well, I don't just know things. I'm also physical, extrasensory, meaning I feel things physically. So something that happened to me today, just an example. I was walking on a pier and in my brain minding my business, right? Not in excessive pain or anything like that. And then I stepped into a nook in that pier, like a little route that you can walk a little bit to get closer to the water. Really cute, pretty place. But the second I stepped my leg into that part of the deck, like the little deck within a deck, my heart just sunk. Like I felt like when you feel in absolute grief, like very, very painful. Like my chest went into pain and I felt like I was grieving something. I was like, wait, and then you need to stop yourself. Like, is this mine? What is this? And I'm checking within my system. And it's like, I know I have grief within me, but I don't think what I'm feeling right now is mine. And then I'm just in it, in this pain, and it's physical. And then I take a few more steps into the ledge. And on the fence of the ledge, there's a woman, a mother, wrote with a Sharpie written notes to her son that tragically, apparently, as the notes say, took his own life in that place 3 years ago. She signed his name, the date that he was there. She apologizes that she couldn't have been there for him or failed him and all that. It's heartbreaking, really heartbreaking notes. And I realized I tapped into the pain of her son in that moment that he committed suicide, and of hers being there grieving. And that, for example, that's something, now that's a very extreme example, but like that happened 3 years ago. So no, I don't feel everything all the time wherever I go. That will be insane, because history, everywhere blood was shed. Everywhere something loving and wonderful happened. But sometimes it just, something in my system just taps into it. It just kind of comes to me. So how did, oh, I felt that someone was asking, does she hear voices? Who is she talking to? I'm not talking to someone or something in specific that I'm aware of, but I am receiving information. I always had that. I just didn't know it's what it was. And often I would think I'm either crazy or doubt my own knowledge. For example, I know a lot of things that I'm not supposed to know because I didn't learn them. But then I'll know it, I'll say it, and then I'll go and search on Google to validate my own words and my own thoughts. And then what do you know? Yes, it's true. Okay, Virgos, I think that was it. Anything else for Virgo? There's a geographical place that is calling you to go to. And if that's something that you resonate with, go there. Just go there. Buy the ticket. Go into your car. Go on the airplane. Just go there. Visit. You don't have to move there. Just visit. Go there for a couple of days, for a week, whatever. It's calling you for a reason. No, I don't know the reason. You're not supposed to know. You're going to find out when you go there. Especially if it's a place of power, like an energetic, like a known energetic place in the world. You might have some past lifetime or something there to reconcile with, to bury. There's something that you ought to bury somewhere. So it could be actual burial, but it could be, like an analogy, something to leave behind. Tibet? Oh, that's cool. That's far. Oh, go for it. I love the movie with Brad Pitt, 7 Years in Tibet. It's an amazing movie. Okay, Libra. Sorry, I need to stretch me. To Libras who are trying to convey with archangels, or trying to connect with archangels' energy, it's working. So if you're not sure, if you think, I don't know if I'm getting an answer, I don't know if I'm heard, I don't know if it's working, I don't know if it's in my imagination, you are making connection. You are, it is working. So just keep going at it. That's just for those of you who need to hear that. Libra. You're going to be super important in the next few months with these energies of, people, everyone thinking that they're in the absolute right, and then there's a lot of conflict and a lot of things change and collapse, and you're going to serve as somewhat of a mediator, because that's your role, right? It's not a cliche if it's true, or actually if it's a cliche, it tends to be true, because strong truths echo so strongly that they turn into a cliche. So cliche is not a bad word. But yeah, you're known to be the mediator, the diplomat, the connector. So you'll find yourself in a lot of situations where you connect people or world or mediate, or like the bridge, like the bridge, a bridger. A lot of Libras are asking about love. Okay, you guys are so cute. Love for Libra. Love for Libra. I am seeing a breakup. If you're in a relationship and you've been wondering, is it going to last? Are we going to end things? You're wondering that for a reason, right? Because if everything was perfect, you wouldn't be asking. You wouldn't be wondering. You're asking because the ending has been peeking at you little by little, here and there, right? So you already know the answer. Yes. This person just might not be for you. They were for you for the duration of time, that duration of time. Abresha, I literally have chills. A Virgo man was listening with me right now, and he just laughed and said that you were quite accurate, girl. I'm sure keep on. Oh, cool. Say hi to your Virgo. So Libra, yeah. It's time for both of you to move on to something else. Your person might be staying with you. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Your person might be staying with you because they don't know how to end it. Now, in their mind, they're also unsure, right? Because you're so amazing. But in their heart, they already know the answer. Picking up on the song, Don't Look Back in Anger. Don't look back in anger. Something else is waiting for you, Libra. And so, and to them as well, there's something very specific that your person is, someone specific. I'm sorry if it's painful. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I just say things and I forget. Okay. So, but I have to say it because you asked and that's what came through. So, there is someone specific your person is meant, that's a big word, meant to be with. No, it wasn't a waste of your time. No, you weren't a waste of their time. You both prepared each other for what's next. It's just, all of you guys watch my 13th element playlist, the 13th element episode that's called Timeless Love. The difference between the difference between twin flames, soulmates, karmics, all that. Watch that. I think it could be very, very helpful. Libra, if your person tells you that they want to end things, advisory, not to argue or convince or try to explain to them why they need to stay. Even if you're doing it in a subtle way, even if you're doing it in a mild, like even if you're trying, I'm picking up on some of you that might manipulate the situation, like try to convince them that, especially for those of you who deal with, spirituality and mysticism and energy work, some of you might be tempted to say, oh, it's fate because of this and that, or oh, the astrology says, or all of these things are tools to find the heart. And if the person knows their heart, those tools can't argue. They're a path to the heart, not a replacement that tells the heart anything else. It's not even free will. It's honestly, it's actually, I think it's the opposite of free will. It's just the heart is wired the way it's wired. There are certain things, some things are free will, some things are meant, because this is something that I picked up on meant. So, and if they have something meant to be, it means you have something meant to be. So the sooner you allow it, not even, not even initiate it, just allow it. The sooner you allow it, um, the sooner it will be allowed to, for you as well, right? If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. So come ride with me, see where this thing goes. Okay. I want tea, but I don't want to go up and make tea. It will take time to boil water. Okay. Scorpio. Scorpio. Why are you angry? Jesus, seriously? Okay. No, I'm not just saying because Scorpios are angry. Scorpios can be super calm, maybe angry inside, but they're not always angry. In this case, okay, hold up. Picking up on very masculine energy. That can't change something. And when I say masculine energy, I say masculine energy. You could be a woman, right? It's some of you are really uncomfortable with something you have no power over. You cannot change it. It's driving you nuts, and you're mad and upset about it. I don't think there's anything I can say that make you feel different, because it's just how you feel. Oh, Celine, hi, you're most welcome. Oh my God, so you decided to move on. You met him, you decided to move on. Great, cool, good for you. You're welcome. We had a private session a couple of weeks ago. Scorpio. Scorpio's like, back to me. Okay. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm sorry. Okay. So it's unfair. That's why it makes you mad. Okay. So your anger is righteous. Still doesn't change the fact that you can't do anything about it. If you need confirmation that you're in the right, then this is your confirmation. But, oh, actually, sorry. Okay. So you're actually not in the right. From your own perspective, from your own point of view, there are aspects to this where you are correct, but you're not seeing the whole picture. You're not putting yourself in the other person's shoes. You're coming into this from a purely emotional place. And if you were to genuinely place yourself in their shoes, you might not have been this upset over this much upset over this. And I'm picking up on, like, taking long walks could do you really, really good. Breathing fresh air. It could really, like, something about your system needs movement, needs flow, not sitting and meditating, actual physical movement. So exercise, walks, anything that revolves outdoors and movement. It will literally calm your nervous system and help you see things in a different perspective. some of you are actually, in the name of what you genuinely believe is true, you're actually wronging the other person. You're at the verge of creating unnecessary karma for yourself. So be cautious. Yes, even with just, vibe, like being super angry on the inside and saying that person's name with anger, or talking about them or gossiping about them, or just within yourself being super upset with them constantly, especially if it's not necessarily completely just, that creates a snowball of really hard emotions that will end up returning to you somehow. So that's why I recommend walking a lot and trying to kind of place yourself in their shoes. Sorry. Sagittarius. Guys, I'm gonna go make myself like a slice of bread with honey. I just need some energy that isn't just cookies. I'll be right back. Give me like a minute. I'm here. I'm back. Bagel B, yay, Scorpio rising. Did you resonate with this? Bagel B, did you resonate with the Scorpio message? I'm not gonna make tea now. I'll make it afterwards. I'm taking a little bit of a break. Sagittarius. Not yet, okay. I'm gonna eat and then we'll do it. Raven Wolf, oh, you resonated? Cool. Sorry. I wonder how many of you are like just hang out with me eating after the live, or how many are like fast forwarding. Bon appetit. Thank you. Merci. Yeah, it's a yummy bread. It's a good one. Mm. Okay. If your outer planets count too, sure. If you resonate with this is channeling. So if you resonate with this, take it. If not, not. Absolutely. But as I said, place it in the specific area in your chart that the sign is located in. I'm going to light up a new coal. Guys, this takes energy, so you gotta be patient with me. If you're watching this later on and being annoyed that I'm like taking my time, excuse me, you're in my house in case you haven't noticed. I'm a little bit confused. All right. Burn, baby, burn. Yeah, I also brought a banana. Okay, Sagittarius. Can I do this while I'm eating? Jeez. Okay. Surprise, surprise. Sagittarius, mutable fire, and the cold just kind of jumped fire at me. Excuse me. You chill. Sag. Okay. Sagittarius. You're not wrong. Okay. You're not wrong. But you're also not accurate. Okay. So you're in the direction. There's truth in what it is you're thinking or the direction you're taking, but it's not completely accurate. So be open to messages from the universe, from people around you, whatever shape or form, to kind of guide the situation more accurately. That's the best word I can use. So yes, there's truth to what you're trying to do or what you're thinking, but there's something you're missing. There's some certain aspects of it that you're missing about it that your environment will show you if you'll stay open. Play it low key, like don't, whatever this is, don't insist on communicating what it is you know or the path or whatever, because you're still missing information. And it will benefit you if you wait a little bit to have a broader picture of the situation before you make decisions, before you move forward, before you speak. Sag. Paint it? Paint it? Someone needs to paint something? If you have a visual of something, of a place, or of a thing or of a person. If you're a painter, or if you're good with sketching, if you'll sit and start painting, the image will come to you. The full image will come to you. Don't plan the creation ahead of time. Have the start, have the initial spark of inspiration, and just roll with it. Just start writing, or start painting, or start composing, or start playing, whatever. This is not this is something that comes naturally to you. So I'm not sure why I need to tell this to you, but go with improv. But this needs to connect to the initial message. So improv that takes it slow, that listens to the audience, right? Anything else for Sagittarius? That was interesting. Sagittarius are not with me right now. Their energy is everywhere. Just I tapped into like little things here and there. Sorry, guys. I mean, you're the one who's not. Okay. All right. That was Saggies. Thank you, Saggies. I hope this was helpful. Capricorn. Capricorn. You're going to get some news that are going to upset you. It's not about you. It's about someone or something you know. So it's not personal to you or personal about you. It's not affecting you per se, but it will get you upset. I'm glad to hear Head in the Clouds. Thank you. Capricorn, you guys are going through major changes. For those that it's not going to play out in your exterior world, at the very least in your interior world, you're changing from your core. I'm picking up on a lot on Capricorn energies that have been super specific, right? For a very long time, and now you're restructuring. You're being restructured, and it's happening event by event, little tower moments after little tower moment. And it's not necessarily personally to you, but it's like things you learn, things you see, things that happen, news you're getting, truths you're discovering. It's going to get you upset. I don't know what this is, but again, it's not something that is happening to you. I think it's something that has happened or is happening to someone you know. Some of you can't do anything about it, and some of you can. So it's different. There's different Capricorns out there. So you'll know if it's something that you can do something about or not. And yet you are involved in this somehow. It's not completely outside of you. You are involved with this in this somehow. It's something that is going to require thinking and possibly strategy. If you can and want to change that, it will require thinking and strategy. Anything else? You have a lot of power in this. Okay, so you have some sort of influence. All right. Okay. Aquarius. Tons of cards just fell, and I wasn't even going to do a card reading I was just shuffling them for fun, and then all these cards just kind of... Two of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Five of Swords. Queen of Swords, Two of Wands. You're debating what to do about someone. Whether to move forward with someone or with something. It will require you to communicate things very clearly and accurately. It will require a plan. And currently you're still in the... It starts with you being in debate on whether or not you want to do that or not. That's your free choice. I can't tell you. But if you are going with it, then it will require planning and accuracy and strategy. So that was Capricorn. Okay. Aquarius. Oh, very serious energy. Shocking. Aquarius. Yes, Aquarians can be funny and life of the party and all that, but they're very serious. They're very, very serious people. When it comes down to it, Aquarius. Show me message for Aquarius. I'm seeing someone touching the water, you know, like when you, this is the water and this is your hands, and you're like putting it right on top of the water, not entirely sinking it. It's just, so I don't know if it looks like the ocean or a lake. Could be in the bathtub, but it's like you're asking from the water for advice. Like to show you something, you're like looking into the water, you're placing your hand and like showing you. Like you're asking guidance and a message from the water. It's kind of cool. Well, if the waters could speak, they would tell you that you already know the answer. If you're here asking the question, it's because you're scared of going through with it. So you pretend to be confused when you're not. You know exactly what you want to do, you know exactly what you need to do. You're not confused, but you're wearing the role of the confused to buy time. Mainly with yourself. You're scared to follow through with what you know. Stop asking a question you already know the answer to. You're wasting your own energy and time. You're also not as cowardly as you pretend to be, just to avoid following through. It's all just things you tell yourself because it's easier than to just say, I'm scared. I know what I'm supposed to do, I know what I need to do, but I'm scared. Carpe diem. Memento mori, you know? If there's something you truly know you should do and that is the truth, then if you're scared, if simultaneously to that you're also scared of it, that's even more confirmation to go through with it, you know? Interesting. Anything else for Aquarius? Drinking more water will help your own knowing that is already within you settle in and just sit in you more clearly. Okay, that was cool. Aquarius, cool. Pisces. Squeeze today, sure. Whoever thought that right now, I don't care what sign you are, no, hurting yourself is not the answer that I'm talking about. That's not a truth that you know you ought to go with. No. If anyone is considering taking their life, this is not what I'm referring to. No, you're not. This is not, no, it's not what I'm talking about. It's not what I'm talking about. It's not what I'm talking about. Do not take your own life. No, it's not about that. Jesus. It doesn't apply to that. No. Okay. So whoever had thoughts like that, no. What do you want? You want me to give you a reason? No. Just that's it. Just no. There aren't always good reasons. Except for the simple, blunt bottom line, no. That's what you need to hear. There you go. Your question is about taking your own life? No, the answer is no. Stop being so selfish. I'm kidding. That's literally the worst thing I can tell you. You're not being selfish. I know you're in pain. But no. Do I need to say it again? No. Whoever thought that, just call someone right now. Anyone. Talk about anything. You don't even have to tell them that's what you were thinking about. Just call someone. Anyone. Literally. Anyone that you know loves you or that you love them. You love them. Just call them. Just talk to them. Talk to them about the weather. I don't care what you talk to them about. Whatever you want. All right, Pisces. Message for Pisces. Some of you are waiting for something. You feel like you're being on hold when it comes to something. Yes, it could be love, but it could be many other things. I think it's going to turn out okay. Like you're going to get the answer that you were looking forward to. It's good news, it's confirmation, it's a yes, but you're like waiting on it, and the fact that you have to wait on it is making you edgy and insecure, and you're like, what if something goes wrong? What if it's not gonna? I think it's going to be okay. It's going to work out. I think you're going to get approved or accepted, or it's a yes or it's a go. I think, and this feels like something that will make you really happy, so that's really nice. A gift, you're either going to receive a gift, or you're planning a gift. Maybe you're making someone something. Maybe you're making a gift and you're sending it, and you're like anticipating for it to arrive to them. Like you can't wait for them to say, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did that," or they're going to come and see a surprise, or maybe you're going to get a surprise. Like you're going to be surprised with like a gift. Wow, who are you? Hi, I'm Morgane. This is the Existential Shift. This is my hookup. That's it. Who are you? So Pisces, this hello. So this feels really nice. Someone is wrapping something, and they're very, very excited, to give it to. And if you're on the receiving end, it might surprise you. It might, you might not see it coming. And it's a very joyous thing. Anything else for Pisces? The hard part is over. You crossed the finish line. The hard part is over. You can take a breather. Someone is not crazy. They're not lying. They are being truthful. There's just something you're missing about whatever this is. There's something you're missing that you're not seeing. So that's why you're doubting this person. But they're absolutely not crazy. They're actually brilliant, whatever this is. Okay. Anything else for Pisces? All right. Aries, I didn't forget. Aries. It was just your birthday. It was your birthday season. It's just about to be wrapped. So happy birthday to all my Aries out there, celebrated or about to celebrate in the next couple of days. Message for Aries. I love them not. You love them. There's someone you're constantly thinking about nonstop, and you're super infatuated with them and wondering about them constantly, all that jazz. And for some reason, you're like placing it as if it's a dilemma in your head. It's not a dilemma. You're in love with them. Two different types of dilemma I'm picking up on. If you don't feel it, you don't feel it. You don't love them. But if you feel it, and you're like, no way there's no way I'm in love with this person. There's no way I love them. There's no way I feel this. There's no way what I'm feeling right now, I'm actually feeling it. No, I'm not feeling this. You are feeling this. So that's what I'm saying. It's a big difference, and it's super, it's the same scale of like a dilemma of how you feel. Some don't love someone, but they want to love them, so they're it's a fake dilemma, and some do love someone that and they don't want to love them, so hence the fake dilemma. It's kind of funny. So Aries, some of you really want to love someone but you don't, so you tell yourself that you do. And some of you are madly in love with someone, but for some reason it's uncomfortable. You don't want to feel these feelings, and so you're like, no, I don't love them. It's like you can't stop thinking about them. It's kind of cute. The next step can only happen once you're clear with, once you admit to yourself how you feel or how you don't feel, depending on what situation you're on. Unless your heart already knows your name, okay? But you gotta align your brain with it and your communication with yourself with it. And then the next step will be very, very clear. You will have no doubts. It will not be confusing. You will not have a headache. It will not feel stuck. You won't have to write pros or cons because the heart will determine. So yeah, it's actually the answer is very simple. Similarly to with Aquarius, like they have the answer, but they're complicating it to stall. And you're complicating it because it's uncomfortable for you for some reason, whatever answer. Now, I mean, I can understand that. There's infinite types of situations where I can understand why it would be either uncomfortable to love someone or uncomfortable to not love someone, right? If you're married, you want to tell yourself that you're in love with your spouse, but if it's over and you're not, there's just so much you can lie to yourself, right? Anything else for Aries? Okay. Ophiuchus. Last but not least, yes, I do Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus, message for Ophiuchus. This is not going to be a painful ending. It's going to be easier, softer, calmer than you think. You're used to the drama. You're used to the dramatic finales, explosive types of events that lead to endings, but it's going to be more like of a natural flow, natural exchange. Even if it looks right now like it's going to be painful and difficult, you're projecting your past experiences, and possibly reality shows that it might be dramatic, but it's not going to be as dramatic as you think. It's going to be okay. And you're different now because you've changed. You've managed to learn how to communicate and express yourself in a way that is more like, an easier pill to swallow by your environment. So you find you learn how to express yourself and be who you are truly, yet still be part of a collective and feeling accepted and belonged, and not, just managing through situations with your truth, but minus the drama, right? Hi, sweetheart, to you back. So good for you, because that's growth. And it's going to really change a lot of things in your life, things that used to end up dramatically or badly, used to burn bridges or whatever. Now it's just, you're just crossing the bridge and you're waving farewell, and maybe you'll come back to visit one time. I don't know. Anything else for Ophiuchus? It's way better than you think. It's okay. There's some energy that is really surrounding you, Ophiuchus, that is like really working on calming you down and making sure that you stay focused and balanced and calm. Very healing energy, very loving energy. I feel you really are surrounded with. No, I'm not saying I'm at. It's energy, so it doesn't have to be people at all. It could be literal energies. Um, the hookah reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. Not saying you look like a caterpillar. I do look a little bit like a caterpillar. Okay, cool. Fucus, it's okay. It's going to be okay, and you're safe, and you're. Some of you are admired. That's cool. I don't know who this applies to. You're on the right path. You're doing well. Calmer waters. Calmer waters. Okay, guys. Cool. I was going to do tarot, but it turned out to be channeling. So I hope this helped. I hope you enjoy this. Comment, let me know. I will start doing the May tarot scopes really soon. So stay tuned. In the meantime, watch your current month's reading. Go back to them, meaning. Join Patreon. I'm on Patreon. If you want to watch all your love extended, look into you and your person of interest and everything that specifically goes on in your romance. I'm focused on romance there. I also do rune readings at the end of each extended. There's also daily rune messages over there on Patreon. There's new moon and full moon lunar spirit readings just for my shifters, my tier number 3. Karmic Shift and Liberation, which is a very important project that I did for everyone to get us through your karma at these times, for this decade, I'm sorry. So Karmic Shift and Liberation is over there for unlimited streaming, tier number 3. All the extendeds are on tier 1 and tier 2. Never mind, just go there. All the information is there. Tarot Masterclass. If you want to study tarot, check out Tarot Masterclass Bunkai, link below underneath all my videos. It's honestly, there's nothing out there I recommend more to study tarot and to go through a shamanic journey with me than my Tarot Masterclass. It's just. If you want to book a reading with me, you got to be a patron. So join Patreon. Thank you. Oh, Heart Girl, thank you so much for the 1234. I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you for the super chat. You're the first one to do a super chat throughout this entire reading. So I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. And speaking of, thank you to all my patrons and all my supporters. Thank you to my channel members. Guys, there is the option to join on YouTube as a channel member. It's $1.99 per month that you can cancel anytime. It's reciprocity for the 13 videos that I post here every month for free anyway. So if you want reciprocation of energy, it also helps your energy connect and tap more into the channel. So it brings up the possibility that readings will resonate with you more. Yes, it's not something that we're just saying. It's true. Okay, if you really love a reader and you want them to tap more likely to you and your energy, be an active part of their channel. Seriously. So I want to thank from the bottom of my heart for all of you for being here. If you're new, subscribe, join the Existential Shift. And that's it. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye. Thank you, Heart Girl. And thank you, everyone.